Hey everybody, it's GoblinX and welcome back to the Arena Cube. We are in full flashback draft season, full variety draft season. So we've got flashback drafts and Arena Cube on these next 2 weeks. We got Phyrexia this week, Wilds of Eldraine next week, and Cube that entire duration. So tons of great stuff to be doing on Arena as a drafter, and I'm excited to get back into it. So today is going to be more Arena Cube. Let's see what we got for our pack one. Pick one as always. Tons of incredible cards in this pack, a ton of different ways you can go. I have been a huge fan of White Weenie, like mono white aggro and also mono red aggro in all of the Arena Cube iterations. So seeing a Kytheon or a Robber of the Rich or even like a Sarah Paragon all look like really nice options. I've also loved the fetch lands. The fetch lands are great early picks in Cube because there are shock lands and stuff, and the triomes that all have basic land types. So these fetch lands can end up getting whatever color you need, which is incredible. Fit into a wide variety of decks. Try to build a Nadu deck, although there's no like Wombo combo with it. There's no Shuko or anything in the Cube. So I don't think that's as interesting. I think it's really a super flexible fetch, or we just get right into it doing what I love to do and just take a great red card and force some mono red aggro immediately. Get it out of my system so I can do more interesting things in future drafts. Could be the case. I'm going to take my best friend over here, Robin Hood himself. Pick number 2, Tybalt's a pretty great finisher. There are a good chunk of them in this cube, although it's not the chromatic cube or anything where it's entirely focused on high mana value cards. This cube is just the cream of the crop, the best cards on Arena, period. So there's plenty of great cheap aggro cards and cheap interaction as well. What is General Kriat? 3 mana 2/2. By itself, whenever it attacks, it gets a 1/1 goblin, and then when those goblins attack, you get another one, and you're pinging every time. That seems pretty decent. This Chandra is better in like big red decks than as the top end of like a mono red aggro deck, because 6 mana is a ton for an aggro deck in Cube. Hauntwood Shrieker can spit out like a whole army off one spell. Cube is like, it's almost too high power for my my peasant drafter normal set drafting, where I love just taking commons and uncommons and all that. It's too many options. It's decision paralysis, really. I think I'm still going to go with the Chandra here. Still an incredible card. Pick number 3. Oh, they always add new alchemy cards I've never seen before because I don't play alchemy also. Like Cosmic Sovereign. This is probably from Edge of Eternity's alchemy. 5 mana 3/4 flying haste. At the beginning of combat on your turn, conjure a random creature with mana value X onto the battlefield where X is this creature's power. Oh my god, I'm in love. That's so stupid. They gave you a hasting Momir emblem, basically. You don't have to discard the card or anything. You just cast this turn 5, move to combat. You have a 3/4 flying haste, and you just have a random 3 mana creature from the entirety of the game. Haste. That's too fun. Hearthstone called. They want their Cosmic Sovereign back. And I said, too bad, it's in my deck. Pick 4, we have Kellen, Planar Trailblazer. Great red aggro card. 1 mana 2/1 on curve. Just curve out and chip a bunch of damage into your opponent, but you can also level it up, draw cards, get a 3/2 double striker out of it. So Kellen's a great pick here. Keeping this draft nice and simple, going mono red aggro. So I just knew I was going to get a Cosmic Sovereign and be all happy about that. There is a Bloodbraid Elf too. If we go red-green, this is a great aggressive threat. 4 mana 3/2 haste, and you cast a random 3 mana or less spell from your deck for free afterward. You cascade into something. It's pretty good. Great green ramp cards, Mystic and Cobra. But my brain's already short-circuiting. There's too much going on. We stick red, we burn face, we demolish people for the return to the draft. Molten Impact to get somebody out of the way. Makes our next instant or sorcery get another creature out of the way. I cannot put too many 6-drops in this deck, and I already have a Chandra, so I'm not going to take Inferno Titan that highly. Piggy Bank's kind of interesting to me, as just a high-power, low-mana value threat that could help get to the Chandra more reasonably, but we'll take our first removal spell for actually clearing a path. Somebody else has the same idea as me. There's no red cards left. I can't just go really simple for the return to cube as I get my cube legs back. My sea legs, so to speak. Find my bearing. I mean, obviously none of this goes into mono red. Kellen's okay in Boros. 2 mana, 2/3 every time you attack. If you have a creature on top of your library, you just draw it. Because most of the Boros creatures, if you're going really aggressive, are mana value 3 or less. So his Harvester of Misery is probably fine in Rakdos too. I'm just going to wipe your own board though, if you're too aggressive. Llanowar Elves, pretty late for that too. I'll go Llanowar Elves here. I can see taking Llanowar Elves and getting super lucky and like wheeling Bloodbraid Elf, seeing that as a massive sign for Gruul. Magda, some beloved 2-drop for red. Ghostfire Slice. Clear stuff out of the way, even if it has protection from red. Tybalt's still hanging out here. Not playing a 7-drop. Even if I do go black-red. I would play Ossification if I go Boros. So Crypt versus Ossification is interesting. Considering Ossification would be a quite good spell if we go Boros. I'll take Ossification. Not monumentally likely to go either of those directions. Hired Claw, baby. Standard mono red champion. Pings your opponent every time it attacks and can buff itself up. Get some counters. Bloodbraid Elf did come back around. Dang, maybe I should have taken that Stomping Ground. I don't remember what pack it was in. It was in the Magda pack, right? It was wildly late for a Misty Rainforest. Which is kind of wildly late for any fetch land. Because again, it turns... This fetch land is basically any shock land in your whole deck, any Triumph in your whole deck. It's really good. Alright, well, Inferno Titan wheeling is a solid sign that we cut some people off red, potentially. At least off of big red. And if there was any color you could pick as a secondary for big red that's actually trying to get to these high mana values, it'd be green. You get access to some ramp there. Okay. Den is the best card for mono red. Triumph's okay if we stick red-green. Now our Rainforest can pick up a green-red dual land. It'll just come into play tapped. Or Nissa for going really big. Top end of the green deck. Or Lavamancer. Gives us some extra burn late in the game when we've used all our resources. Our graveyard will be full of random nonsense. Plenty of reasonable options here. I'm going to do everything in my power to have every chance possible to go full mono red here. So I'm going to take Den. I think it's the best card for full mono red there. Pack's pretty mid. Overlord and Plasma Bolt both solid. Also, I mean, it's a cube pack. The pack as a whole is incredible. I just mean in terms of the amount of red spells that it has. The one thing I'm interested in this first draft. As I get a feel for cube again. See what all we run up against. I think I gotta take the cheapest card every chance that I have. Swift Spear's Teaching is pretty weird. This enters or another permanent named Verdant Dread enters Manifest Dread. Can conjure more onto the battlefield. So 2 mana Manifest Dread, 5 mana do it again, 5 mana do it again, 5 mana do it again. I guess 5 mana you Manifest Dread twice if the first one is still on your board. That is weird, but it does kind of take over the late game pretty handedly. Interesting. Agonisaur might be the best for Gruul aggro. Maybe Spinner. 3 mana, 4/3, draw some cards. Try out the Swift Spear thingamabob when there's still red in the pack. I want to play a free Flame Tongue Kavu because that sounds like living the dream. Anybody who's ever drafted Flame Tongue Kavu just loves that card. Imagine casting one for 0. Come on. Burst Lightning, come on in. Headliner. Pick 7. Draw 2. Light up. Pick 8. Meyer. Seasoned Pyromancer. We'll take the Pyromancer. Eska's Chariot for Gruul. This was 100%. We could have had a really good Gruul deck. But I always got to force mono red the one time, get it out of my system. I feel like the best time is probably the first draft, getting back into the cube. We've been drafting a bunch of normal sets for a long time. Gives you the time to play something nice and simple, draft something nice and simple, and just get a feel for the cards, see what's out there. On the other side of the table, I will say, with how late the fetchers are going in this draft, the wheels in my head are already turning towards good multicolor decks. If you can get fetches this late. That makes the Triumph fetch land combos really, really good fixing. All right, pack 3. We only need like 4 more playables or something. We're good. So we have 4 mana 3/3 Menace Haste. When it attacks, put a Ragavan on the board also attacking. Pretty good. Or we have 2 mana 2/2 Double Team. So you attack with it, you put a second copy in your hand, and if you cast 2 spells in one turn, this is a 4/4 flyer when you attack. I think we're really focused on trying to have as many 1 and 2 mana plays as possible for just hyper aggro. I think the Twins looks really good for that. Super easy to double team with it on turn 3, right? You just play it and a 1-drop. We've got 4, 5, 6, 7 1 mana plays that we could have alongside it to play turn 3. Yeah, I think we focus up on the cheap cards, although Rabid Battery is a pretty mid cheap card. But I'll take Twins over Carry at least. And if we're lucky, we wheel them. We have wheeled stuff like Overlord before. For the same reason, we go Fear of Missing Out here. Just an incredible card. Seeing a lot of play in constructed formats. Great top deck late. Great play early. Just good at everything. Nova Hellkite's also looking pretty scary for this kind of deck. But again, focus up on those cheap mana costs. Get those as loaded as possible. Cut some lands and outspeed our opponents. What on earth is this? Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you put one of these dragons onto the board. Did not like how big that showed up. I was just trying to cycle through the 8 dragons in the spellbook. That's pretty fun. As like a blue-red spells finisher or something, but Incy's just better for mono red beats. Roger also doesn't look bad, but I'll take Inti here. Channel Dragonfire or a Braid. I like the flexibility on a Braid. I think harmonizing Dragonfire is not going to happen too often. This Braid is likely better. Grenzo's still in here. I mean, it is one of the strongest cards on Arena, so for a cube environment. The other position, I probably should just take Grenzo and splash it off of Tarn for the Crypt. But I ain't doing that. Let's get more removal. It's not forcing if I hop off the train. So I will not for anything. Flame Slash. When did they put Flame Slash on Arena? Well, that definitely makes cards like Molten Exhale worse. But yeah, Flame Slash is great. cube staple. Draconautics Engineer is a sick one. Curve out with it, and also just comes with a beefy flyer later. So it's your 2-drop and your 4-drop all off one spell. You can do it for 5 as well and haste that thing out. Rabel Master. We got Burst, Slash, Bolt, Abrade, Exhale, Impact, Slice. I think I can pass Stoke for Rabel Master. It's our first like army in a can style creature that spits out a ton. Oh, somebody took carry. No Kari Zev. I'm not gonna play Rapid Battery. Do not think it's very good. I think the combo we card are the one that's just consistently good. I'm gonna try being goofy with Sapphire Collector. That just seems fun. Wow. Okay, that last pick, Steam Vents, was actually pretty clutch. Because now I get to play not a single blue source in the whole deck, but still have the ability to, on occasion, use the collector without getting the mocks out of it to recast burn spells. So I can still be, quote-unquote, mono red. There's not a single land in here that doesn't produce red mana. But also I can do Sapphire Collector stuff. So that's nice. 15 lands maximum here, that's for sure. Probably want to cut the 6s. Got like a 2 or a 3 here. I feel like Ravager might be pretty bad. Not that I wouldn't be okay like discarding my hand and drawing 3 every turn, but the fact that it has to attack in when it's not profitable. Yeah, I'm gonna drop the Ravager. This might be crazy, but I'm gonna go 14 lands here. Monocolored deck like this, low curve like this. Alright. Full speed ahead, force some mono red aggro to hop back into the cube, take a peek at some of the new cards here, get ourselves acclimated before we go really off the deep end and do some funky stuff in future drafts. Let's see if we can't burninate a few people here. Maybe get some, not gems, we get gold back in the arena cube. So we'll see how many gold, see how much gold we can get back as we hop into the gameplay. All right, here we are on the draw for play one. For game one. So disappointed about being on the draw that I lost my train of thought completely. Cast spell against Prowess and Haste. Prowess Hasting Magda. It's kind of sick. Ooh. Prowess Hasting Dragonblood Twins. Guarantee the double team no matter how they play it. Let's do it. And then I can go Dragonblood Twins plus Headliner next turn to attack with a 4/4 flyer. Does this one have Prowess Haste as well? No. Because it only made a copy of the original card. That's a bummer. Because they did have the removal for the first. Doesn't give haste off the flurry, does it? No, so let's just play Stormseeker so we can haste out still. Return. More 2-mana removal. Could be some hard control stuff going on there. Steaming Sauna is really good for the control build. Because once they stabilize, make sure they draw 2 every single turn. He goes insane. Big old 4/5 blocker plus a free recast of anything in the grave. So consult the star charts again. That 5 toughness is massive here. Funny we found the steam vents for the Scalding Tarn. Okay, we double spell and send a 5/4 in the sky here. So drop this and Magda. Suppose. Take the 5, go to 10. I just went fetch, shock. They're down to 7 now. Down to 15 over here. Unfall. Fair enough. Okay. No haste here. Pyromancer have 3 threats on the board immediately. I mean, Pyromancer 2 threats is probably fine. I think Grim Lavamancer's tremendously threatening by itself. Got a FOMO. Rather play Lavamancer and Den of the Bugbear, or just fear missing out? We got land, creature, sorcery, so I have to draw an instant. We won't have Delirium, if anything here. I think I'd go Lavamancer. Jace the Mind Sculptor, they only have 2 mana untapped here. It'd be pretty hard to beat the current board state. I mean, a Den of the Bugbear is a 3/2 and a 1/1 attacking alongside all this stuff. They bounce the Lavamancer to stop that damage. But what do they got for 2? Just activate the egg? A 2/2 flyer. They make one of our spells gain them life when we cast it. Top deck Robber of the Rich. So this one gains them life when we cast this. They gain life and draw a card. So I can play Robber and Lavamancer and attack with the Den, or I can attack with the Den and play Lavamancer. I'm pretty certain I'm supposed to be attacking with the Den here. I guess attacking with the Robber is also quite good. Instead of a 3/2 and a 1/1, it's just a 2/2, but I draw a card if I play all 3 of these before I attack. See, 3/2 and a 1/1 means they block the 3/2 with the 2/2. They take 1, 2, 3, 4 damage elsewhere. And that does seem absolutely massive. They could have more life gain. It's possible I'm supposed to kill Jace here. Expressive Iteration doing some digging. Looking for solutions to the current board. They draw one to their hand face down. We don't get to know what that is. The exiled card is their land for turn. Bounce the Grim Lavamancer. Not take that too. And then Time Warp. Yeah. Time Warp into Ugin is going to be what seals the deal. Gain 3, draw a card every turn. Any mana rock in their deck is also removal now. Gross. They're actually dead on board.
My plan bears fruit.
No, they're not. I don't have the den anymore. They're dead to that. We drew a burn spell. Only pure skill here in the Arena Cube. 1-0 heading into game 2. Alright, here we are on the draw again for game number 2. Playing against Simic, it looks like. Play Headliner for now. Could just get its Summoning Sickness out of the way instead of giving it Prowess. Malcolm has arrived. See, I can give Sapphire Collector double Prowess and Haste. Isn't that neat? Cycle the teachings towards the land. We hit the land. Do I Burst Lightning Malcolm? I think I do. The argument against it is because of Sapphire Collector wanting the maximum number of non-creature spells still in my hand. Reanimate on Malcolm. Alright, cute, cool. Here's Sapphire Collector getting hasted in. Or do I just haste in Stormseeker for now? They're pretty identical in terms of what they do for immediate impact, so probably leave the Stormseeker. Oh, right, I'm dumb. It's the boon that gives the ability. Well, it wouldn't have mattered either way. Either one gets countered. Trading a Malcolm here, get them down to 3 in hand? No, they're going to keep Malcolm around. I gotta relearn how to play alchemy cards. These things are weird. So it sits on the stack and then it's just literally the next creature you cast no matter what creature it is. Okay. It's not like you choose when to use it. It's just the next time you play a creature, it's gonna be used, period. Tasigur is a huge roadblock to try to stabilize them. Oh my god, and they milled a flying Death Touch lifelink ability? So they just get to put a lifelink counter onto Tasigur? Alright, well, I mean... Mono Red does not tend to beat lifelink, and that is a massive lifelinker. Yeah, that's a shame. This was still a game of Magic if they didn't mill Revenant in addition. I mean, you never know what you're gonna get off of the Momir play of Cosmic Sovereign, so if they don't have another counter, who knows what 3-drop creature we'll get. Queen Kayla. Just 2 damage. The ability doesn't do anything here. Okay. Oracle of the Alpha, might as well shove the Power 9 in there too. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Depending on what they got here, this could be it. If I cast Light Up, I get a Sapphire into hand. I'm pretty sure it's just better to buff this. Before the trigger. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, this is 11 damage, and now I get a 5, and I still have the 2 mana destroy something up. It's actually just game. Okay, well, this dragon thing's insane. I mean, we don't have any removal in our deck that's like big enough to kill the 4/5, so I think if they just played Tasker a little more defensively, they would have had more time, at least. I guess they wouldn't have gained as much life, but attacking through would have been harder. I don't know. We drew really well. We got, like, real lucky there. Maybe we still could have broken through, but I was nervous about the blocks of Tassiger at some point there, but it's just consistently getting in. Yeah, I don't know. Good luck so far, though. That is going to be 2-0 heading into Game 3. All right, here we are, our first time on the play. On the play for Game 3. Love to see it. Just go for Robber the Rich draw immediately, or do I go for Magda Treasure? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in their hand here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll have 7, but we'll play a land and a Robber. Yeah, Robber's just going to be drawing cards every turn for a while. Let's run out the Robber. Just a land, that does not work. Scythe Cat Club. I think it just gets like counters every time they do a thing, but it's just dead. The important parts. I believe this can't play lands, right? Yeah, you can only cast the cards. Okay. Where'd I hit there? Another land. Bummer. Bristly Bill, hello there. Get abraded. Actually get overlorded, so we're closer towards that unlocking itself. Plus now it's going to be 4 toughness anyway, so I don't even have the choice of abrading if I wanted to. Hydroponics thingamadude. Cool. Oop. Another land. No. 3 for 3. Turn a land from your graveyard to the battlefield and get a ++1. That's so good with fetches. That's crazy. Slash that thing. I mean, I should wait till post-combo. We might get removal out of their deck for 1 mana. But I'm definitely playing Stormseeker pre-combat. A 3-drop out of their deck, so I wouldn't have had the mana for that regardless. I wasn't going to not play Stormseeker. I mean, I guess there's an argument for it, because then we still have something left over if they like board wipe us here. If we play a threat out of their deck again, but then it's a much worse turn if I attack and hit a land out of their deck, so there's a pretty big risk to that. Mono red stays winning in the Arena Cube. Can absolutely do it if it's open enough, and it was definitely open enough in our pod. We got more than 23 non-land playable red spells, and here we are. 3-0 heading into game 4. All right, here we are back on the draw for game number 4. Pretty nice opening hand. A little expensive for this deck. Having a 4 and a 5 mana play could be a little risky in a like 15 lander. Actually, 14 lander, we went all in here. But I really like the cheap plays in the hand as well. I think the card quality is very high here. And we're on the draw, which gives us extra draw steps before we need to hit the lands for those. Ambassador's one of those insta-kill cards, right? Yeah. Whenever they landfall trigger, one of their lands in their deck becomes Library of Alexandria. Let's just not deal with that. Our opponent took some mulligans here, so Robert the Rich doesn't actually draw us any cards for a while. Maybe not some mulligans. I think they took one mulligan in there on the play. So they got less cards than us. There's Nissa. Mind Security big enough to attack into that. Robber is not. So let's send in Mind Security, light up the stage, and Flame Slash this turn. Find my 0 mana Kavu. I've still never cast a 0 mana Flame Tongue Kavu, and it sounds awesome. We did not find the 0 mana Flame Tongue Kavu, but we found a 1 mana play, which is beautiful. A 1 mana play and a land. It's a pretty perfect light up the stage. Our opponent's on that. Ooh, the fetch lands are all going late. Make a super mana deck here. Maybe just green, blue, red, but they've got a real good mana base. Nope, it is going to be 4 or 5 color. There's Jace. Hello, Jace. How are you doing? Bounce the Mind Security. Alright, nice little fog from the Jace. We drew the Kavu, but now it has to deal 4 to a creature, so I can't play it till they play a creature. Anyway. Just go Season Pyro here. This looks like a terrible game for Robber the Rich, so I kind of feel like Season Pyro discard Robber Mind Security for lands. Beautiful. I could play the Kavu and then boop that, but then I'm very weak to a board wipe. They don't got white sources, so it's not Settler Wreckage. I don't have hasters to play. Let's see what happens. Maybe I should have just went for the kill and draw, seeing if it was something I wanted to play pre-combat. I guess it's probably better to kill and draw than spit out right now. It's gonna be a haster. Oh! I've definitely played with constructed cards. I know what I'm doing. Kellen triggers every time Kellen deals damage to an opponent, not triggers when you activate the ability. I did not know that. Because I don't play with rares and mythics that often, because I play just draft and sealed. Oh, they were hoping for the Perforator Crocodile board wipe. Bold, triple black. They only have the 1 Blood Crypt right now. Their mana base is good, but maybe not that good to get that triple black there. And that is going to be it. They had a board wipe, but couldn't cast it, and that is 4-0. Guaranteed a winning record in this draft, and only 1 win away from getting all of our gold back as well. Here we are on the draw for game number 5. We got 3 2-drops, 2 3-drops in here, and a 2-lander. I think that's perfectly fine. Like, I'd prefer to have some interaction, some kind of burn spell. But this is still a keep. I still haven't cast a 0 mana Flame Tongue Kavu. We drew it last game, but there weren't any creatures, so it wasn't relevant. not going to start with the twins when I can't double spell the turn after it anyway. I think... kind of want to just go Mind Security as the card I'm the most okay with trading off because they just immediately start with a good blocker. Now let's go Mind Security into like Rabble Master and just make an army here. Blue, red, white, black, another very multicolored opponent. Red, white, and black off of the dual and the basic. So they could just be red, white, black running the Triumph as another fetchable land. But they do have access to blue if they are going like really deep. That's a draw. Well, I mean, if they don't board White Bus, this game looks almost already just functionally over. That's an insane turn to be able to play a Rabble Master and a Flame Tongue Kavu for only 3 mana total. But we did just give them a treasure token in their heavily multicolored deck that has multiple board wiping colors. Pass through is gonna be... I don't know if Settle's in this version of the cube. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I mean, they're just dead if there isn't Settle. I guess any instant speed removal spell will have them not be literally dead right now. Okay, there's the concession from our opponent. I was just trying to reread Goblin Rabble Master. I've already misremembered and misread multiple cards today, so I wanted to really make sure I knew how this one worked. And then it was that you are supposed to attack with it and the other goblins. It's not like some of the other ones where you like put them all into one thing. Like you attack with just Rabble Master and then those goblins become tapped and buff it or something. But I guess, I mean, I could have figured they have to attack each turn of Fable, the little sword thing. But just making sure. Alright, our opponent did not have a board wipe in hand, evidently, and that was a complete blowout mana curve. That was absurd. Mind Security seems ridiculous if you draw the Kavu pretty quickly. Like a 2-mana 3/1 trample isn't the worst stat line in the world for a mono red deck that's already just trying to push damage. Obviously, if it didn't have any abilities, it would not be a very good card, but you still get to use that power and toughness to curve out, and then it makes it so you have the chance of getting an insurmountably absurd mana curve. Just use all of your mana on whatever you're dumping onto the board, and then also there's a Flame Tongue Kavu. So you put your whole stat lines on the board and afford to and clear out their blocker. Seems really ridiculous. And that is going to be 5-0 for a very winning run to return ourselves to the cube here, getting all of our gold back, getting some rares for free, and winning quite a few more games than we lose, no matter where it goes from here. All right, we are on the play for game number 6. We've got turn 1 Kellen, and then turn 2 Dragonblood Twins. Almost might be better to lead Teachings for, again, that just hasting Twins play as being quite solid. I think I'm going to go Kellen and just draw the card here. Oh, it's you may play it this turn? Okay, so I won't be able to play it off Kellen. Alright, they shouldn't be able to blow up both of these for 2 mana in blue-black, so I will just play the Twins here. And then I guess the Teachings can give the double-team copy of Twins haste if they don't kill it. If they do kill it, we'll just draw the Kellen card. If they do not kill it, that feels great. But we draw the Rabble Master? Okay, okay. Yeah, we're rabbling then. We're rabbling. Rabble, rabble. keep the Hall Creeper, go for the ability. Surprised, I thought they would for sure trade into Kellen there. Graveyard Trespasser. Well, can't gain them any life if there's no cards in grave. Okay. Tapline is actually okay this turn. If I want to give this haste, I gotta go Teaching first, then Dragonblood Twins. But then this doesn't get the flurry, because it is the second spell I've cast this turn, so it won't be a flying haster, and it'll just run into the Trespasser anyway. So I guess we're only attacking Dragonblood Twins this turn. So we hit Reckless Stormseeker. That can attack in on this board. Although if I want to play Cosmic Sovereign next turn, I have to play a tap land now. Yeah, we'll still just do that. Block that. Block that. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, let's just go. Let's just be the burn deck. Just plunge it in. They're over it. You all saw how I drafted this. There was not a massive amount of contemplation going in, and that was the whole point. We are just getting free wins. Drafting all the cheap burn and the cheap aggressive creatures. Going mono red, low land count. Just a consistently great strategy in the Arena Cube. We have made it all the way to the final boss on an undefeated win streak. So we have 3 lives to spare heading into the final battle. Alright, we're on the play. 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop curve. We don't have land number 3 if we miss that. So it may be best to lead with fear of missing out next turn towards land number 3. Magda gives me the treasure to have another mana next turn no matter what. But I'd have to play a post-combat like Stormseeker or whatever, which could be awkward. Interesting here. I think I'll drop Magda. See a blue-white fetch land from our opponent, which means potentially more controlling colors that could have a lot of cheap removal and board wipes. That would be the fear. Play the Thief. They get to look at our whole hand and make something gain them some life here. They gain 2 mana, 2/2 flyer, gain 3, draw a card. Just an excellent rate, obviously. It's going to be very helpful against mono red, that life gain. Find a Molten Impact to clear that out of the way. If I want to just keep the creatures on the board. I think it's better to just let it trade into something, considering their best spells in this kind of matchup are going to be board wipes. Don't need to be too wide here. Trade into Magda makes a lot of sense. Keep us off the treasure tokens. I'll play the Dragonblood Twins here. Saving the treasure to haste out a Stormseeker next turn for maximum damage. They're already down to 13. We do top deck a land, so I don't even have to crack the treasure, which is wonderful. They are holding up an instant here, so I'm not going to crack the treasure for Headliner, even though I could get more Twins damage. I think they're already pretty likely to kill twins here to stop me from getting the double team. If they're holding up an instant, which they seem to be. Yeah, blow up twins before the trigger. Or bounce it before the trigger, that works too. Here's 5 damage. You're down to 8. I'm gonna hold on to this treasure. I am very glad I held on to that treasure. Overlord, put them to 4. And then if it ever unlocks from being impending, it just finishes them off in a single swing. It's honestly kind of enticing. I think I'm just gonna go Twins Headliner. Go wide and force a second board wipe. Okay, well, they know they're dead now. They could pick Overlord, but then I impact that. Oh, no, they seek a card with lesser mana value? Shoot. I don't... Whatever they choose to get rid of, I don't get back. I get a lower mana value card. That's kind of a bummer. But, yeah, we just go Molten Impact. They don't have a blocker. And now I seek a 5 mana or less card. Light up the stage it is. I want to cast another spell right now for Dragon Blood Twins, but if I do, they gain 3, draw a card. So I guess I'd rather light up the stage. Right, they'd gain 3 and take 2, and they would draw a card. I think it's better to just light up the stage after all is said and done. Or even cast another Twins instead. I'll go light up. I don't have the collector mana, but I can go land in Twins as well. Alright, show me another board wipe. I think I'm playing this one really sloppy, because now I'm thinking, wait, Den of the Bugbear is also just 4 power. So if I played Den of the Bugbear, then they can't board wipe. Because they would just board wipe, and then I untap, activate the Den, and kill them, hit them for exactly 4. Den was like a really good land to play there. I did not need to be playing Dragon Blood Twins. Alright, it doesn't matter. Play that one out real sloppy. I'm sure I played other ones out sloppy, and just didn't notice it as much. But the power level of these spells is just off the charts when you can curve them out together like that so efficiently, and that's a full 7-0 completely undefeated run for our return to the Arena Cube. Not gonna lie, it does feel good to an extent, but this was my for fun, forcing mono red, just getting back into the swings of things kind of draft. So I don't feel like I did anything particularly impressive here. I just kind of got carried by an incredible deck. That's a very simple one to draft and a very simple one to play. Well, maybe not very simple to play. I made a lot of misplays that if our opponents had better hands could have stacked up. But, you know, simple enough to play in terms of its relative power level for sure. Yeah. Feels good. Incredible draft. Super simple stuff. Just get some freebies here to start off the cube and try to do things that are more complex, try to play better and draft better for future drafts. But if I can get a free 7-0 right off the bat, I will absolutely take it. Mono red stays winning. If you have drafted mono red and cube before, enough to get towards those higher win rate runs, then you know how to do the thing. You do have to fight your instincts somewhat if you are used to regular draft like I am, where you instinctually think like, oh my god, 6 mana mega bombs, let's go. I want to draft all of them and play all of them and all that stuff. Like, no, Cube is so tight and synergistic and everything is so powerful that the mono red aggro decks are just going to be better if instead of that great 6 mana Chandra or Inferno Titan or whatever, you run Flame Slash. It's like 1 mana deal 4 or something. Like you lower that mana curve because you end up ending those games before you even hit 6 mana a decent chunk of the time when you can play things out this efficiently. Yeah, great deck, great strategy, simple draft, simple games. We just coast our way to victory for the return to the Arena Cube. But that is going to end today's video. As always, I'd like to thank my patrons and YouTube members for their support, as well as you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it and you're interested in seeing some more, you can always like, comment, and subscribe to tell the YouTube algorithm to send some more in a recommended feed. If you'd like to catch me live, you can check out the Twitch channel in the link in the description below. If you'd like to support the channel directly, you can check out the Patreon link in the description below. And other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.